it felt like you were like up on this pedestal, basically trying to say, wait for it, maybe this happened to you because your diet isn't clean. This blew my mind. I was speechless. Have you ever noticed that some people just seem to be committed to misunderstanding you? Today I want to talk about how people like and dislike people, love or don't love people, and depending on how they feel about you. Have you noticed that if it's somebody that you like and they can do things that normally you would consider to be this is horrible, or that action that they took, wouldn't agree with you. You would feel that maybe it was disrespectful, or you would feel that, man, they were way out of line, right? But if you like them, you'll like have a tendency to like make excuses for what they did, right? So if it's somebody that you like and they do something that, is really kind of not so good or rude or mean, you'll like make excuses like, oh, well, maybe they meant it this way, or people just have a problem with always misunderstanding him, or they just need to, see it their way. But if it's somebody that you dislike, like any little thing they do, you're like pissed. Any little thing they do, you're like, see, I told you they were a horrible person. I told you that they were this or that. I told you that, that they were mean or rude or disrespectful. I told you, see, like any little thing they do, you're triggered and you're ready to just go all in, right? So I wanted to talk about how with some people, you guys have to be able to identify the people that are in your lives that are committed to misunderstanding you, right? So I had an experience where someone that I knew, they were, had just been diagnosed with cancer, and they were kind of going through it. That's absolute, horrible news to receive. And they were going through that, and as they were going through it, because I had nothing but love for this person and wanted them to come out on the other end better, I was ready to give my advice. And so I was giving my advice as far as I was going down the lane that I was familiar with, not on medicine or anything like that, but as far as like food. And I know how important it is, how big a role your diet plays in so many things, but definitely when it comes to things like cancer. And so I was going down the road of, well, let me gather as much information that I can about different foods that may feed the cancer, different foods to stay away from, different foods that you want to eat, make sure that you keep in your diet on a regular basis, things to stay away from when it comes to maybe smoking or alcohol and things like that. So I just like delved deep, right? Wanting to do as much research as I could to provide to this person, because I wanted to help. I wanted to do my part and give them all the information that I could gather up and that I already knew about the importance of your diet when you're going through something like this, right? So I gathered up all of this information, and I'm not diagnosed with cancer, but the way I was, getting into this, you guys, and the research and articles that I was reading, and different articles from doctors and things like this, like, you would have thought that I was the one who had just received the diagnosis. That's how deep I was getting into this, right? And so once I got to the point where I gathered up the information that I wanted to share, I then shared it with this person. And when I shared it with them, it was completely like, this is the information that I found. Here are the different foods that you want to steer clear of. Here are the different foods that you want to make sure to include in your diet on a regular basis. I hope you use it, right? I hope this research, I hope this information is going to be beneficial for you, right? That's how I sent the information, you guys. Coming from nothing but a place of wanting to help, because I was very close to this person. So it was like, I just want to help. I want to give you all the information that I know. Take from it what you will. If you want to take some of the foods and you're like, no, these type of foods that you're saying to stay away from, I cannot stay away from these foods. I need these foods, okay? Or these foods, I may, pick some here and there, that I'm going to, stick with or, stay away from. I sent that information, you guys, coming from a place of absolute love, like absolute, so much care and concern, genuine, authentic, deep love for this person, and just wanted to help, just wanted to give the information that I could find out pertaining to their diet. You guys, later on, I find out that when I sent the information at the time, I remember not receiving a response like I thought. Like, I know all the time and research that I put into this, but I know they don't know. But I remember thinking I at least expect like a response like, wow, thank you so much. Thank you for looking into this. And I'm so bombarded with all this other stuff that's going on and all these different doctors that I have to go see, and just dealing with this diagnosis alone has just really been overwhelming and taking a toll on me. I haven't even had the time to look into what I should do pertaining to my diet. Thank you, Tracy, so much for doing this. Not kiss my butt, not bow down to me, but just a response showing that they acknowledged that I looked into this, and that thank you, because I know you sent this because you care and you're concerned, right? I didn't get that response at all, you guys. And I remember thinking when I didn't get that response, I was like, what's up with that? And I just kind of just let it roll off my shoulders. I was just like, okay. And then I was thinking, they're busy. They're busy. They got a lot on their plate. They're busy, right? I didn't think anything else about it. Months later, you guys, I talked to this person, and they told me that they were offended. They were offended. That's why they didn't respond the way that I was thinking that they should have or would have responded. They let me know that they were offended that I sent that information. I'm thinking, how is this possible? How is this possible? And that's what I asked them. I said, what do you mean you were offended? How did I offend you? And she said, the way she received that information, the way she received that text with all that information, she said she received it like I was trying to, one, tell her what to do. Like blew my mind. And two, this was the kicker. She said, two, it felt like you were trying to say to me that my diet wasn't clean enough. It felt like you were like up on this pedestal, basically trying to say, wait for it, maybe this happened to you because your diet isn't clean. This blew my mind. This just, I was speechless. I had no words. I had no words. I was literally sitting there like, how could you have possibly gotten that from my text? I mean, you guys, this text had nothing but, I found this, I found that, da 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 da. You know, I ended the text with, I love you so much, hearts and stuff. How? This hurt my soul. Because this was a person who I thought that I was really close to. This was a person that I thought would know my intentions. Now, this is how absurd this was for me to hear, you guys, coming from this person. Because this person knew that this same Tracy, who she felt was holding herself up on a pedestal saying, you need to do this, that, and the other with your diet. And like I was trying to chastise or tell them what to do or what they were doing wrong. This same person knows that Tracy is the person who, when her friend, not mine, when her friend was diagnosed with cancer as well, I was the person who did a 3-day water fast, praying and meditating for her friend. She knows this. We did it together. She knows this Tracy well. That's what this Tracy does. Not eat for 3 days to pray for your friend. That's how bizarre this sounded to me when she said that she thought that I was trying to tell her that her diet was insufficient. This was a person that we used to click, like just like we were always in sync. But I did know that along the way we had become unclicked. we had become unhinged, right? But even though I knew that we were no longer as close as we had previously been, I thought that still she would know, because she knows me, that she knows how much I genuinely care for her. She knows that I'm one of those people where we don't have to get along. We can agree to disagree and we can move on, right? But that's not going to stop the way I love for you. Like, that's not going to stop my love for you. If I find out something like that has happened to you, that you've received that kind of diagnosis, any kind of beef, any kind of rift we may have had in the past is garbage. It's done. It's like, I don't care about none of that. I don't care about none of that. I don't even remember it. I don't even want to talk about it. I care about you right here in this moment. I'm trying to help. I thought that she would know that even though we were no longer clicked up, that Tracy still genuinely cares about me. Tracy is not that type of person who would be up on a pedestal saying, maybe that's why that happened to you, because you weren't following a clean diet. I was absolutely stunned. I mean, just completely flabbergasted. I just couldn't believe it. How could you get that from my message to you? How did you read that? And it wasn't until later that I came to the realization that if somebody doesn't like you, they don't want to see the good in you, right? They just don't want to see it. Like if somebody just mad at you, angry with you, disappointed with you, you can send them flowers. You can send them gifts. You can do all kind of research to try to help them with what they're going through. And they won't receive it that way because they don't like you. I mean, I know, guys, it's harsh, but it's the truth. It's the truth. They don't want to see the good in you. They don't want to see you that way because either they're mad at you for something they felt like you did. They're mad at you because they feel like you disrespected them. They're angry with you for whatever the reason. Insert reason here. It doesn't matter. Once somebody has gotten to the point where they dislike you, it doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter what you do. All the good intentions in your heart, it doesn't matter what you do. What you give them, what you buy them. If they're like hell bent on not seeing your point of view, if they are hell bent on misunderstanding you, they are literally committed. Like you done committed yourself to your spouse. They are literally committed to misunderstanding you. Doesn't matter how many excuses or what they call excuses. It doesn't matter what you say. They don't want to hear your logic. They don't even want to hear or even see your authenticity because they're mad at you. They can't see it. Pay attention to people that you may have in your circle, in your surroundings, who are committed to misunderstanding you. Because ultimately, you're wasting your time. Yeah, those are the facts. I know. You're wasting your time. You know, constantly trying to defend yourself. But no, I meant this, I meant that. No, I was really trying to. Now, if you're one of those people where you fake, you are just very disingenuous. And you trying to, you know, defend your actions. And you know that your intentions weren't good. This is not the message for you. It's another message for you. Okay? This message is for people who are authentically a good person and trying to do the right thing. And when you come across somebody or do something for somebody, they just cannot see that you're really trying to do a good thing. That you really meant well. You really were coming from a pure and authentic place. You really were coming from a place of compassion. And they can't see it. And you find yourself just always trying to defend what you did. Like in my example, in my experience, there was no reason why I should have had to explain that. This person knows me. This person knows me. This person knows that I could find out a stranger on the street just got a diagnosis of cancer, and I would stop and like, okay, okay, when did you find out? Okay, let me tell you. And as you guys can see on these videos, I get real passionate about that diet thing. I get real passionate. I've done too much research to know how much of a major role our diet plays in this. With these kind of diagnoses, I know. So everybody who knows me knows that I get really passionate when it comes to that food, what you eat and what you put in your body. Everybody knows this. This person knew this. But for some reason, committed to misunderstanding me because they dislike me. You gotta let those people go, you guys. You're wasting your time. You are wasting your time. We don't have enough time in the day. Life is short. We don't have that kind of time to be always explaining ourselves. If they don't get it, and like I said, if you're coming from a good place, a sincere place, and they still don't get it, and you find yourself on the phone or you find yourself in conversations with them and you constantly have, that person is not for you. As we talked about before, y'all not vibing. And so what you have to do is wish them well from afar, right? You have to pray, meditate, get in a peaceful place and wish them the best from afar. Because some people just don't want to receive you. Some people just don't want to hear really what you have to say. When they at a point where they just dislike you, they dislike everything about you. You all know these people. You can never get it right. You could you could do anything. You could be walking down the street. You could put up a video. You could be minding your business. They would completely find fault in everything you did because they dislike you. So you guys got to remove these people. They got to go. You're wasting your time. Anytime somebody is hell-bent and committed to misunderstanding you, and you spending all that time trying to explain yourself, they gotta go. They gotta go. You shouldn't have to do that. Somebody who sincerely loves you and wants to see the best in you, they wouldn't always be trying to actually see the worst in you, would they? And you know that. So you got to let them go. Let them go and build a new tribe, a new family. And you put in that new tribe the people who you know love you. The people you know your heart. The people who you know that you don't mean ill will. That you're just trying to help. And so that's what I had to do. I had to let them go. Release them. Let them go. If I find out anything about them through the grapevine or whatever, I'm not calling. No, they're not going to receive me. And I'm certainly not calling with any kind of advice. They're not going to receive you. Because they dislike you. They're not going to, you could tell them the same thing that their doctor is telling them. And they're not going to receive it. You could tell them the same information that a priest or a pastor that they respect and go to church and listen to every Sunday. You could be saying the exact same words. They're not going to receive you. Because they dislike you. So I hope I gave you guys something to think about. I hope that as we're going along through our journey, that we are starting to clear people out. Clean up our lifestyle is what I like to say. You gotta clean it up. Remember? That old stuff, that's done. That's in the past. You gotta clean it up. We got too much things we need to do. We got too much creating that we need to do. We don't have time to waste on people who are just dedicated to misunderstanding you. I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye.